Dear all, good afternoon to everyone. Welcome you all for this webinar program on Accelerators Incubation Opportunities for Students, Faculties for Early Stage Entrepreneurs. Okay, welcome you all. Today our chief guest, Mr. S. Ashwin, Senior Engineer, Bosch Global Software Technologies, Coimbatore. He is our proud alumni also. Welcome you, Ashwin.
Thank you, sir.
Once again, I welcome you all on behalf of Sri Krishna College of Technology, on behalf of the faculties and students. Welcome you, Ashwin. Now you handle the session. Thank you.
Perfect. So I think I am visible and I am audible too as well. Okay. So I just start sharing. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, visible, Ashwin.
Perfect. So good afternoon, everyone. So it's almost good evening. So good evening, everyone, and thanks for just giving the opportunity for me to interact with you once again. Today's topic, as Lenin just mentioned, like accelerators or incubations for early startups. So the opportunities for the students as well as the faculties on how this acceleration and incubation can be helpful for building entrepreneurship or building entrepreneurs. So today's agenda is like I have just kept in a very like minimal way so that we are trying to understand what is acceleration, what is incubation, and that their definitions and their origins, and their attributes and the impacts, and what are the types of the acceleration incubations. And I would like to we can just reserve the question and answers at the last of the session. So before jumping here, I would like to just touch upon a point regarding the entrepreneurship. So when we search for entrepreneurship, what is the what exactly that word mean by is like the activity of setting up a business by taking financial risk. That's how the definition has put up. So entrepreneurship is nothing but a skill, I would say, where you are coming up with an idea and you are trying to build a product, or you are trying to build a solution out of it, and you are trying to market it into the real world, and by marketing it you are making some money out of it. So that's the whole cycle of entrepreneurship. So this kind of accelerators or incubations are nothing but just a boost for you to start your entrepreneurship career. Imagine if you are in the third year or final year and you are getting some placements, right? Before placement you'll be having a certain period of time where you'll be getting into boot camps, or you'll be getting into product training clubs where you'll be doing programs daily by practicing it. And so what is the use of it means you can clear the interviews easily. Same way, these accelerators and incubations are nothing but a set of small groups or a large organization which help a person to start his or her own startups. Okay, so incubators mainly support early stage startups. When I was back in 2018, when I was studying, I could able to there was incubation center just started in our college. I can take that as an example, where for budding engineers who are interested towards developing something of their own, it can be just an idea or it can be a prototype as well. So imagine if I'm trying to do something which is fully idea, which is I haven't even know the prototype, but I have the idea, but I have the also the confidence, and I'm very much eager to do that. Then we can go ahead and we can use those incubation centers whatever which is available. So incubation centers and incubators are nothing but a kind of early stage supporters, where without even having a prototype or without even having a specific definition of your ideas, they will start helping you. Okay, so accelerators are straight not opposite, a bit more professional than the incubators, where you'll go with a specific idea where which can be scaled up, which means that coming and you can say like I want to build a Tesla within in the incubation. That doesn't make a sense, right? But you can build a steering, or you can build a certain thing which can be used in Tesla. That is kind of incubation center. Accelerator is nothing but this kind of specific thing which can be done in a certain period of time. Imagine if we are trying to automate all the doors in our college, that will take a huge time. Those kind of things can be done in the incubation center. Whereas if you want to make a login system for our library which is already there, you just want to update this. Those kind of thing can be done in accelerators where the timeline is set, and there is a specific timeline, and the goal is to be reached within a certain period of time. So that is the main difference. And just like incubators, you may know about what is incubator is. When we go to hospital, like for premature baby who are not that much mature enough to like to cry or something, they'll put in the incubator sites. The same exact definition for incubation centers, where our ideas won't be that much mature. It may have some defects. We need to go back and rework on it. So those kind of things is supported in incubation centers. So yeah, so accelerators on the other hand focus on scale ups, as I mentioned. Yeah, we'll come back on the incubators and accelerators regarding the definitions, origins, and how the impact is, and we can see like what is the primary thing. We will try to understand what is incubator, and we'll try to understand what is accelerators, and we'll see how we can able to scale up and how we can use the maximum of it to get benefited of it. Okay, so the slide, whatever it is saying, like it is a formal definition of incubator is like a startup companies or individual entrepreneurs develop their business by providing a full scale range of services, starting with the management training and office space. As I mentioned, in our college, there is already a space is there where you can go ahead and you can start your own incubators, incubation center by using your ideas. So these incubators are providing from end to end solutions for a individual who is having a simple idea. Startup incubators begin with the companies and that may be earlier in their process, and they do not operate on a set schedule. As I mentioned, we like in your 4 years of your academic year, you don't know when you will complete that idea, but the incubation center provides the full support of for you to take your own time, understand it, read it, and you can make that idea as a solution. But this accelerator are having a certain kind of timeline where you need to meet the timeline, like a deadline. You need to complete a program by 30 minutes, right? So that's the kind of accelerator I'm just mentioning here. And yeah, these are the attributes of incubator. I'm not going to read all these things. I'm just trying to take the extract of it. Okay. So these are kind of like say like incubator is a kind of monthly program fees, whatever your membership for whatever like membership for our college library till your 4 years it is valid, right? So that's kind of example I would say. And they will offer programs to member companies that typically include mentoring, education or training, and informal learning opportunities. And these incubation center also collaborate with the mentors who can come inside this incubation center, and they can collaborate with the persons who are having ideas. Okay, imagine like one person as a student is having an idea, and he or she is pitching the idea to the incubation center. What they will do in the return is they will interact with the mentors who are already there in the center, or they are working with some other concern, but they will provide the mentorship to this center. So like that, in the way they'll interact with them, and they'll interact directly with the students who propose these ideas. Sorry. And also they will come up with a solution wherein this idea can be cut short and they can be put in a easy way. Because just because we are having an idea doesn't mean that we can or we may able to develop a solution, right? So for those conditions, this mentoring, this training will be helpful for them. But in case of accelerators, this kind of thing will be very less, because all the persons who are working there will be a kind of experienced persons, or they know the process already. Those ideas should be a streamlined one. There'll be specific ideas, not kind of imagination one. Okay. There'll be a specific thing where they can be doing within a certain months. And these host events to provide networking and learning opportunities for both member companies and the local community. And these member companies are usually required to apply to ensure they meet this incubators criteria or mission. So these member companies who are trying to be in line with this incubation center need to meet the incubators criteria and goal. Usually these people will be having graduation policies that are typically based on achievements of agreed upon milestones, growth metrics, or time based simulations, whatever I have mentioned. So these kind of thing will be having based on their policies. Yeah, typically the company join this incubator on a rolling basis and can reside in the incubators for 1 to 3 years, because we are having so much of time. So inside this we can try to ideate, try to make the solution for our ideas. Yeah, the impact of incubators in BA's impact index. Okay, am I going too fast or is it okay? Any suggestion or so far? Let me breathe for a minute till that you can just say. Okay, so going ahead, this what are the impacts of incubators can be like in BA's impact index, based on the so most probably these incubation centers will be getting funding or all over the world. Say like a person is interested towards funding, they can invest in the incubation centers. Wherein incubation center is a kind of a hub where many of the ideas will come into the center and they'll be providing a solution for that. So those kind of things will happen in these incubators. And these on the coming to the types, it will be having, as I mentioned, academic institutions will be having incubation center, and non-profit development corporation where there'll be NGOs where they'll be helping the students, old age people, many things. All the things will come under this non-profit development corporations. And for profit, property development ventures, what will happen is, um, say like you'd have heard about angel investors or basic kind of investors in US, where they'll together form incubation center. They'll come with many ideas, they'll try to make any one of the idea as a solution, and they'll try to pitch in the market and they'll try to make a profit out of it. So though that kind of incubators also available. And venture capital firms, it is similar to the what one I mentioned before. And combination of the above, any kind of combination can be done with all these combinations. Okay. Yeah, coming to the accelerators. So incubators, whatever I have mentioned, you can just relate in a way that if you are still having any doubt, you can just go ahead and you can just visit the incubation center by getting prior permission, and you can just go ahead and see how it is happening there in your college. And coming to accelerators, accelerator programs usually have a set time frame, as I mentioned, in which individual companies spend anywhere from a weeks to a few months working within a group of mentors to build out their business and avoid problem along the way. Imagine if you are trying to incubate a solution for more than 1 or 2 years. So these 2 years, your efforts, whatever you have put in that incubation center, doesn't make a sense for a company who is trying to uh, give you a monthly income. You just imagine a way that you are working in a company, though that company needs solution from you. That solution is taking more than 2 years. If it is a research project, then it's fine. But these companies who on this faster phase, running phase, they require very quick turnaround time. This turnaround time is nothing but how much time you are taking to come up with a solution by using your idea. So that's those kind of things. Then we can go to accelerator. In a common word, accelerator, it is to speed up, right? In car or bike, this accelerator is to just speed up your process. If you are increasing accelerator means then you will go fast. The same way, from the incubation center, if you're having a set of idea, these accelerators will provide you a kickstart, or they'll provide a push for you to make this idea more quick. Okay. So unlike incubators that publicly funds, typically accelerators can be financed both by public and private. Okay. They cover a wide range of industries. Access to accelerators is open to anyone, but acceptance into one is highly competitive. So like providing and or joining incubation center is very much easy than accelerator. Why I'm saying is because the funding for the accelerators will come from all over the way. But this kind of incubators will be coming only from a typical fund. Okay. Say like only the specific organization or academy is investing certain fund for the incubation center, because we are not going to get a solution in a quick way. We are going to invest 3 years for it. So companies will tend to feel like we can invest in more in accelerators so that we'll be getting more quick solution for it. So this as the investment is more, the accelerators will be having very much competition to get into the accelerator mode of developing the solutions. Imagine of getting into Amazon by studying in triple E. So that's how the I can just explain. Competition is very high, but it can be, it is possible. So that's how we can just define. So these are attributes like the application process open to anyone but highly competitive, as I mentioned. Accelerator programs of Y Combinator and Techstars. These are such. These are the companies which are developed by using accelerators. Okay, have application acceptance rates between 1% to 3%. Seed investment in startups is usually made in exchange for equity. So if I just touch about equity, it is a big topic. I'll just say a bit about this one where for investing around 1 lakh, we're trying to get that get if you're trying to change that 1 lakh to 2 lakhs, then you can go with this accelerator. So this is how I am seeing as a um, difference between incubator and accelerator. Okay, so typical investment ticket size ranges from $10,000 to $50,000. Okay, so the focus is on small team, not on individual founders. Okay, imagine I'm trying to create a company, but that kind of thing can be done in incubation. But for accelerators, here it will be me on two of my friends will together work on idea to make it a solution. So that's how we can get funds from accelerators. Okay, so accelerators emphasize that, sorry, one person is insufficient to handle all the work associated with the startup. So these accelerators are more focused on teamwork rather than a single person contribution. So because we believe like person who is having diversified knowledge can make many diversified things. Okay, so it's always to they prefer to work on small teams, not on individual persons. Okay, the startup must graduate by a given deadline, typically after 3 months, as I mentioned. During this time, they receive intensive mentoring and training, and they are expected to iterate rapidly. Virtually all accelerators end their programs within a demo day, where the startups present to investors. Simple. You might have seen in social medias where a person who has found something will go and pitch in their product to the investors. Say like I have just found this mouse. What I will go is I'll just go them and I'll just say like, hi, this is the mouse. Whatever I have found, it can work for this much hertz, something like that, which to impress the person who is for investing person. Okay, so imagine this mouse. I'm just spending around 2000. Okay, but I'm getting around 20
Yes.
crores of funding. Then I can sorry,
Are you changing the slide? Because
no
it's
sir,
still
is
running.
it in attributes of,
Okay, okay, fine, fine.
is it in
Carry on.
attributes, right?
Yeah, carry on.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for that gap, sir. Even I want that. Okay, so perfect. So, like, imagine if I'm trying to just make this mouse for 1,000 rupees. Okay, if I'm trying to pitch and I'm getting around 20 crores of invest money, I'm not going to take the 20 crores for myself. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just put as an investment and I'll try to make this in a more efficient way and I'll try to make more profit from this 1,000 rupees. Okay, what I'm trying to say is these accelerators can be helpful for a person who is trying to make their profit or make their solution in a very high way to a open ground. Okay, if you're having an idea, that idea can be done into a solution which can make a profit for you and your investors. Okay, I'll just say a single small definition of what are investors and who are kind of profit persons, like how to say, founders. I'll just give an example. Founders are nothing when invest without investors. Okay, investors are the main controlled person where they are putting so much of fund on a startup which they see that it will make a profit for them. Okay, if you are getting 20, okay, I'll just say if you are getting 20 rupees of your money, what you will do, you will go and buy a fresh juice in our canteen. Simple. What if I give you more money for buying a fresh juice? You will see what is the uh, good quality of juice around the area and you will buy from there. What is difference is nothing but the quality of it and the raw materials used for the preparing the juice. That's how the um, how to say that, that's how the sales works. Okay, the amount you are getting from your investors, which means the product you are going to buy. If I'm getting 20 rupees for it, how will I make this most a quality one? Okay, so that's how. So investors are the person who are trying to um, make your product to the next level. Okay, I'm not saying like investors are the, without investors you can't do anything. I'm not saying in that way. I'm saying like if you're doing a good product and if you're trying to give a good solution, then you will get the investment automatically. Yeah, these impacts, as I mentioned, like the primary value comes from the mentoring, connections, and recognitions of being chosen to be a part of accelerators. Okay, accelerators bring a vast network of mentors. Having that being accepted into one often serves as a stamp of approval and validation in itself. The business model is based on generating venture style returns, not rent or fees for services. Simple, as I mentioned. If I'm trying to invest you some lakhs, I'll be expecting a profit out of it. That's how the accelerator works. Simple. The aim is to hasten the growth of startups and shorten the process of scale up. As I mentioned, the timeline is very low. Within the timeline, if your idea can be made into a solution or product, then you can try this kind of accelerators where you will be getting a fund in a very quick way, and the solution also will be done because of the mentorship. Okay, what usually would have take 2 years can be achieved in 3 months, as I mentioned, by a good acceleration program. The types I mentioned: public, private, and corporate. Okay, so, I think these are the basic kind of definitions of accelerators and incubations. When I was studying in a second year, I had thought of doing. We just saw many kind of, for triple engineers will be having a certain kind of things which are out of the world. Okay, I'll be thinking of storing the AC AC current in a way so that it can be benefited. But till now there is no solution for it, right? As per my knowledge. Okay, so those kind of things, that is one of my thinking when I just think back around 4 years before. So these kind of things you will be having as an idea, but you don't know whether that idea is feasible or not. So what is the first thing you can do is you should have a mentor of it. Those mentors are nothing but your professors, or it can be your seniors, it can be your friends. Okay, those kind of ideation should be brainstormed. Maybe my idea will be won't even be possible, but I don't know until I propose to someone. You got my point, right? So I having one idea, but I don't know whether that idea will work or not. How will I know that? I should discuss with the person. He may laugh, he or she may laugh, but at the end of the time, what is the aim for us to know that whether that will work or not? Okay, so try to speak out about your idea. Until you are speaking out, you don't know whether the idea will be a solution or not. It sometimes it may be a super idea for a solution for a current trend solution, but it unless you are speaking out, then you don't even know that where you are. Okay, so the first point is about speaking out loud. Second is like uh, try to have a prototype or a feasibility of how on how long you can make that idea as a solution. Don't give 1 or 2 years, because I'm saying by my experience, within 6 months you will get tired. Okay, so you just make a small ideas, make a journey, and like start from 3 months, see a prototype, and see how much you have developed. If you are going on the right path, and you can go on it. Like you are saying, like I want to start a own OS for my computer, but that will take 2 years. That is, I would say, like that is waste of time. I would say, like, start with normal shutdown command and startup command. If it see if it is working, then you can decide for OS. That's why I'm saying, like, don't jump in for huge ideas without starting from scratch. Okay, go for small ideas, do it in a very frequent times, interact with your mentors, and select your mentors wisely. That is the second point. The third point is like the funding. So as a student, it is difficult to get the funding, but it is there. I won't say it is not there, I will say it is there. So you need to pitch into many kind of investing persons or investing startup. There are startups which are started for just investing. Can you believe it? There are startups, their work is to invest on something. Okay, so you need to explore those things, and you need to get some ideas from them, and you need to propose them in a way that if first second point is done, you will be talking out loud, you will be having a mentor. By using these 2 points, you can go ahead and you can pitch your investors. Okay, and in case if the product prototype can be done without investing, then that's well and good, because you have already prototype without funding. If you go and pitch in that prototype to investors, then you will get more funding. So this entrepreneurship is nothing but the, it's, I would say, like a behavior. It's not that you want to go, you want to work and you want to build a product. It's not like that. It's kind of ideation, or it's kind of a quality, I would say. If you have the idea, you can make a people work, and you can try to make a team work for it, and you can at the end you can build a product. That's entrepreneurship. It doesn't mean that the person who is having needs to go and work on it. He can also contribute, but that quality needs to be from the start. It's one of the quality where you need to have a idea, and you need to have a vision, and you need to make a team out of it. So that's how I see. And yeah, whatever we have done, I have just made it a summary. So I think we can have us like 10 minutes of Q&A, so that we'll be having more interaction. Okay, the moment I say like Q&A, the people are leaving. Good. Was my slide visible or was it not changing?
Yes, visible also.
It was changing, right, sir, for all the time?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. So I am open to any questions in case if you have any doubts regarding the session or regarding general regarding any entrepreneurship, how to start it, or some any kind of questions. I'm ready to. We can just interact. Any questions or suggestions, or if you can type also, it will be good. So no questions. All the 50% will be become entrepreneurs after this academic year. Sir, note down. Okay, finally, as a student, how to initiate a startup. So it depends on your idea. So Mahesh, like if your idea is like solution is already existing, or if it is solution which is new to the market. So if you are trying to ideate that, if you are trying to make a solution out of that idea, then you can start from scratch, because if the idea is not already present, means then you will be have you have to go and see what is the update you can see or update you can make on that particular solution. So I am imagining that the idea is not already existing in the market. So you're trying to do a startup which is not even there in the market. In that case, you have no competitors. So you can start, whether if it is a product or if it is a software, it can be done in many ways. One thing I would say is like build the software and make a prototype of it, and try marketing after that. Start initiate a startup is nothing. Initiate startup requires nothing. It just requires your ideation, and it requires your hard work. So making that startup as a success requires the other market demands and other certain things availability. Okay, so initiating a startup doesn't require any other thing unless you are just putting a hard work. And once that you are initialized, then you can automatically the other things like investing and marketing will be following up with you. So I would say like initializing a startup uh, won't be that much difficult, but depends on the project or idea you are talking about, Mahesh.
இல்ல மெசேஜ் வந்துருச்சு.
Hope it answered your question. Okay. Okay, how to prepare to get into Bosch? That's a good question. But I'm talking about startups. You could have asked how to create a Bosch. Okay, so fine. Anyways, I'll just take a time after
Yes,
this session. Okay.
Ashwin,
Yes.
good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Barney sir here.
Yes, sir.
Actually, most of the people, while I'm going to the class in the morning, right, they are asking to how to get into core companies like Bosch and all. So,
Okay.
since you have entered into Bosch, you can tell your own experience. That is
Mhm.
for these people.
Okay. Can I use this platform or can I say now, sir?
Small tidbits.
Okay, sure. So I
Sir,
just
just a minute. Let sir, whether we can this sir. Okay, okay.
okay. So my story is different. I had some prior experience, so I somehow landed in here. But landing into a Bosch as fresher seems not Bosch like core companies seems a kind of difficult thing for persons from electrical background because I faced the same when I was studying on 2018-19. I still remember for all the placement drives whatever I have attended. Okay, so I would recommend like keeping you updated with the technologies is the only thing. There is no other secret shortcuts. And build your resume and take your time. And I would recommend you to go through your basic fundamentals. We are not asking about you to study artificial intelligence or machine learning. We are going to ask you what is the difference between resistor and the inductor or capacitor. Okay, so these kind of basic fundamental knowledge are the only thing which requires for you to have a long journey studying machine learning and you don't know what is the perfect say like very very basic thing in electricals means then it doesn't speaks right because you have invested some kind of years for studying engineering. You are going to get engineering degree, so at least you need to be aware of certain things. I would say fundamentals, that's enough. And you need to be open to speak up things even if it is wrong, even if it is wrong, right or wrong. You need to be open enough to, when I was just asking about any kind of questions or any kind of things, even if it is wrong or there, then the fear of speaking, if it is not there, then obviously you'll be having at least a possibility of interacting with the other person. If you are not even giving that possibility, then how can you expect a person to give you a job? So that's how I see. So your mindset matters totally, and your preparation, whatever you're doing now, and whatever guidance you are getting from a process, please make use of it. And apart from that, that one push, whatever you are needing, is the motivation, whatever you are going through. I'm saying generally. I'm not going to say that you need to read this apti that apti because those everything is there in Google itself. I'm just saying like the mentality, because on today one company will come, but if you're not getting selected in the company, you will be getting sad and you won't do well for the next company. That's not the matter. If today Amazon is coming, it is not selected means, then that's it, that is over, right? Then why, there is no, one thing I would say like go back to home and you see that whatever you have gone through wrong or whatever wrong thing you have done for the placement particular company, you write down it and you start working on yourself. And that's the only way to crack any company. There is no other way. Maybe I that's the only way I know. And apart from that, just focus on certain things. Don't open your eyes throughout 360 degree. Okay, because your friend will be studying in different language, say Java or C++, but you know only C. Focus on that first. Be a master in C, or you know the full fundamentals of C. That's enough. No need to know four languages like small concepts of the language. That's not enough. If you are studying something, go to the deep and study the fundamentals first. Once you are mastering fundamentals, then you can easily understand all the other concepts. So that's how I see. Hope it helped you. In case if you need any kind of certain things, means then I think we need to arrange a separate session for it. It is a very very long session, I would say. It will be like if it is a kind of a person to person interaction, that will be more good. If I'm speaking in a larger crowd, then I can be more general. But if I'm talking with a person to person, then we can be more specific. So this is what I have as an answer for that question. So yeah,
Thank you, Ashwin.
thank you, sir. Anything else? Any questions?
Dear students, if you have any other questions, you may ask him. Okay, Ashwin, thank you so much.
Okay.
So really, it was a wonderful session. So we got a lot of information. Thank you, Ashwin.
Thanks for inviting, sir.
Thank you, Ashwin.
Perfect.
Okay, students, thank you all. So once again, I thank you so much for your attending the session, all the faculties and my dear students. Okay. Thank you, Ashwin.
Thank you all. Bye bye. Have a good day.